that's not ideal. Hey guys, so the other day I asked you what you thought I should work on more and what kind of content you guys would like to see, and you guys voted very much in favor of the F100. The least voted for thing was the Nova, which I've been putting a majority of my time into. So now we're gonna switch things up and do some more body work on the truck. However, there is content coming for every single one of those options, whether it's the Ford 2N or the International. The International, I was actually trying to pull it into the shop and then it dug itself into a hole in the driveway. So it's going to be sitting there for a little bit. And then of course we have the fuel injection that we're going to put into the Nova. And then obviously today we're going to start working on this. So, all right, so here's what we're working on. We're getting the tailgate prepped up for some paint. I have to go through and touch up some of these areas, but it's coming out pretty good. I just got to keep smoothing in some of this body filler. Everything on the bed of the truck is done for now. And we're going to kind of just move our way forward. This, I had to pull off some weather stripping because the door was not lining up correctly, but got the door lined up correctly. I'll have to put in some weather stripping, probably off camera on that one because that's not too exciting putting weather stripping on. So yes, this is pretty much all that remains is passenger side, driver side, and getting just everything peeled off of here, getting it painted. So we're going to back it up. That way we have some more room to work here and we'll start moving on this thing. Also in this video, we're going to be using EverCoat Lightweight. I don't know if you guys have ever used this stuff, but it is absolutely amazing and super easy sanding. That is the biggest thing that I love about this stuff. So I had always been using the traditional Bondo. So after using that product and like really, you know, sanding through it multiple times, because that's what I've always used is the regular Bondo 3M stuff. And then I had recently been recommended this lightweight EverCoat, and there's multiple other products. I bought 3 full containers of different kinds of body fillers, but this lightweight stuff is amazing. And especially if you're just trying to fill in a little tiny dent or some, like, you know, scratches or whatever, this stuff's amazing. And I highly recommend it because just the ease of application, the ease of sanding, it's just amazing. Like, just mixing it, you can tell that it's a much better product. So this stuff will save you a lot of time. And if you're interested in it, I will put a link in the description below so that you can get it. And it's just really good stuff. And I promise you guys, the moment that you start to mix it, you will just understand what I'm talking about. All right guys, so we're moving along here. What you saw in the time lapse was there was a little bit of a rusted out spot down here. Went ahead and did a patch panel in there, smoothed it out with some body filler, and then later on after I was doing some body filler, I found that there was a giant rust hole down there. So we're gonna do the same thing that we did on this side, just do a little patch panel, fill it up with some filler, and then everything will be good. I wanted to show you how I mount these doors. So basically, after tons of trial and error, you want to go inside the door here, and the hinges on the side of the hinge that goes into the actual cab of the truck, you want to set those up to where there's a nice smooth line top and bottom, and then you're going to get that all set up wherever you're happy with it, and then snug those down. Then you come on the inside and there's 3 bolts in each of these little holes on the door side of the hinge. You're just going to loosen all those bolts, and then getting turned around here, the little catch right here for the door, you want to get it set to where when you shut the door, the body line is nice and straight, everything looks good, there's even gaps all the way around the door. Once you're happy with that, with the bolts still loose, that's the biggest key. Leave the bolts loose, get the door shut, then from the inside, snug those bolts down really tight, and that way, when you go to open the door, you just get a nice clean shut every time. Anyways, I'm gonna keep working on the door. We have a lot more stuff to kind of smooth out here, and then once we get up here, everything's gonna be easy peasy. So. All right guys, so we got the door done here, and the discoloration that you kind of see there, that's just where, like right here's body filler, down here's some body filler, and all your darker spots are either paint or metal. So that's why it's kind of looking all splotchy right now, because it's just a very thin layer of self-etching primer on there. Later, as we kind of move along the project here, we can go back and spray it with the filler primer, and I just realized how much this glove kind of matches the paint. Anyways, there's not really going to be like an ending to this video, because it's just like part whatever of very many parts, and it's just something that needs to get done. You guys are wanting to see content on the truck, so that's what we're doing. So we're going to start sanding through the hood. We're not going to go super far with it in this video. We're just going to kind of start working through this bad rust, and I'll show you kind of the problem areas that we're dealing with. And then in the next video for this truck, we will actually go and patch some of the really rusted out areas on the hood, because that's a problem that most people deal with. So, all right, so as you can see, that's not ideal. It's not how you want it, because it's been dented here, and somebody just put a very thick layer of body filler on there. So we're just gonna start pecking away, trying to get through some of this. If we can straighten it out, we will. It depends on what it looks like on the inside, but we're gonna get it all looking right by the time we're done. So, also with how rough this hood is, we're gonna go ahead and use a 7-inch polisher that has like a hook and loop or Velcro, so I can use the stick-on pads and then really start eating through this stuff. So the DA would take forever, you know, to actually get through all this really badly rusted out stuff. And since we're gonna have to go through and repair all the metal anyways, we're just gonna zip it down real quick with the 7-inch, and it'll make super easy work of this. All right guys, so we're about halfway done here. Honestly, this took hardly any time at all, because that 7-inch polisher slash sander is amazing, and it's got way more torque than a DA would, and it's not as gentle, if that makes sense. So since we're going through here and doing a lot of repair on the metal anyways, it doesn't really matter that you kind of rip through it. But all this is just surface rust. So normally people would see this and think that the hood is no good, or they'd see this and think that we got to get rid of it. But all we have to do is come from here all the way over here somewhere, wherever we had clean metal at, and we'll cut, and then we'll just make a new piece, put it in there, and it'll look good as new. These hoods are also really bad about kind of bowing down in the center. That's not hard to fix. Yeah, good to go. All right guys, so obviously we have a lot more work to do on the truck, but I wanted to get this video out to you guys because it's been a few days since I've released a video. So wanted to give you guys something, and we're just kind of in the middle of body work on everything right now. Tried to get the International pulled in, and it literally just like dug itself a hole in the yard. So trying to figure that out. And then we also have some plumbing issues going on that we have to take care of not related to the barn stuff. So we are going to figure out what's going on with the hood there on a separate video, and we will get it all looking right by the end of that video. All right, I'm going to try to do all the boring stuff off camera. That way the content's not like super repetitive. And it's freezing cold, so it's really hard to get the barn at a temperature to where you can use products and everything like that. Again, the products that I did use will be listed down below, so if you are interested in those products, make sure you check them out. And as far as the future of the truck, I'm not sure like where we're going to go from here, because it's definitely going to get finished. It's definitely going to look beautiful, and you will see that all on video. I can promise you that. But I don't know if I want to sell it and maybe get another F100 or what the plan is, because I like obviously the process of working on them. So as we go through that process and trying to grow the channel, make sure that the channel's growing, I'll keep you guys posted and I'll get your guys' opinions. So I'm not like 100% decided, so I'm gonna keep just working along, and who knows, maybe I might finish it and never want to get rid of it, but yeah. Also, stay tuned for some updates on the Nova. They're coming very soon. We've got to do wiring, we've got to do a fuel system, a fuel cell, so there's a lot to do, and I'm ordering all those parts now, and I have the electronic fuel injection that's going to go on there. So if you're interested in that content, make sure you check out the playlist that I'll link to up in the corner here. At the time of making this video, I actually just today passed my yearly goal of subscribers, which was 1,500. So that's pretty awesome, and thank you guys very, very much. I have tons of work to do, so I will see you guys in the next video.